Hey everybody, my name is Chad. Welcome back to Cabrio Love. I'm going to get started on this car here before too long. Before I do that, I'm going to go over the car and show you what all it needs and then get to work. All right, so we'll start here at the front. Probably one of the first things I'm going to do is polish up the headlights. And I bought a hood bra for it. Found that on Craigslist just the other day. 10 bucks for that. I will take care of these rust spots. Just sand them down, prime them, shoot some white on them, but I'm gonna throw that hood bra on just to kind of mask that off a little bit and save for future rock chips and stuff like that. This piece here, this piece here is loose, so I gotta figure that out. This one came out the other day, but it seems to be secure now, so I'll double check those. This car's been fairly well cared for mechanically. Probably throw some new spark plugs in it, give it a basic tune-up, but maybe do some fuel injector cleaner, that kind of stuff. Just real easy stuff, but it runs really good. So got a little spot of rust right there that'll be taken care of. Little one here at the base of the A-pillar. This one here, it's not rusted all the way through though, so sand that down, put a little filler in place and prime it and repaint it. The windshield, yeah, I'll probably replace it. It's got a crack here and a crack here. This one actually started to extend out past the tape. I'm not really sure what that tape is doing, but probably replace the windshield at some point before we get it on the road. The door handle I have, that just needs a new lock mechanism. Rust spot there. And these are pretty common rust spots on these cars. There's rust spots down here on the rocker panel. I'll sand those down. Inside the car on this side, door panel needs to be put back on after that new lock gets put in place. Nothing wrong with anything else there. The steering column plastic trim, it's just the top piece is all that's there. The bottom piece is missing. And looks like, yeah, the screws or the mounts for the screws have broken away on both sides. So I'll replace that whole plastic trim over the steering wheel column. Seat's gonna get replaced on both sides. I already showed the other one where the airbag deployed. It's dirty, so, you know, just gonna do some cleanup. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Clean it all up and just to get a real good look at it. But just to show you, I guess cosmetically, what needs to be done to the car and a couple little mechanical things here and there. The back window, the glass is good. The top, the glue separated, so previous owner put some flex tape on here. This stuff, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about that. It will peel off. This here appears to be glue residue that has kind of been left behind as the flex tape moved down. I'm not really sure if there's a solvent that's safe for the top that I can use to get that off, or if I can just roll it back with my fingers, if I heat it up. So that's gonna have to be addressed. It's got fairly new tires on it all the way around. Put some new emblems in the middle of the wheels. If we use these wheels, I do have a set of wheels, which I can kind of show you. They're back there. You can see the damage from hitting the curb. Those are nice wheels. Those are Equipworks or Work Equip 03s in white, which they don't make anymore. So can't get any replacements for them. Possibly replace the barrels or lips. I guess they're barrels or lips, whatever they're called. If I can find a set on eBay, maybe use those. But if not, I mean, factory wheels are fine. Tires are good. Little tiny rust spot there. A little bit underneath the middle brake light, the third brake light. Little spot there. It's got a new exhaust tip on it. Actually has a new muffler, new front pipe, new tip. All the lights are in good working order. Wheels over here are good. Here's a rust spot that needs to be taken care of. And there's a dent right here, which not really sure how that happened. If he hit something when he hit a curb. There is a rub mark here. So I'll pop this piece of trim off. Might have to replace that piece of trim if it won't spring back, but I'll get in there and pop that dent out. A little bit of rust right there. Rust from the paint cracking. You know, the top, everywhere else except for back here where the flex tape is in really good shape. There's some residue right there, but the seams are all good. Mirrors, that might come off, might not, I don't know. Not terribly concerned about that. There's the damage to the seat after the airbag deployed. That glove box handle I have, it's actually I think right down there. So put that back in place. I need to get a new seat belt cover, classic cover for that. Little rust spot there, rust spot there. Same sort of minor rust on this side as on the other. And then this is the worst rust spot. As far as holes, there is a hole there, so I'll have to fill that in. So that one, and then the one on that side, on the top of the windshield, are the two worst. Now, this car hit the curb on this side. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Camber on this wheel is not right. The alignment is off. When I drove it home, I wanted to pull to the left, so it's out of alignment for sure. And there might be something bent on this side. I'll take a closer look at that. But really, that's pretty much the extent of what needs to be done on this car, as far as cosmetics go. Maintenance-wise, like I said, it was fairly well cared for. So super happy with this purchase. I think I can make it look really nice, and Brittany will have some fun with this car over the summer. So right now, I'm gonna fire up the torpedo heater to warm it up in here, because it's only about 41 degrees in here. So warm things up a little bit, and then I'm gonna get to polishing on those headlights and cleaning up the interior. So I'm not gonna video any of that. I'll show the results though when I'm done. Well, an hour or so has gone by, and I haven't done anything with the headlights yet, but I put the hood bra on. That looks great. I hope she likes that. And I just cleaned up the interior, and it looks fantastic. I don't know how well you could see the dirt before, but this interior was just super grimy. And I got it all cleaned up. Took the floor mats out and vacuumed everything out. Everything looks so much better. Really happy with how this turned out. The door sills, you could barely see the white paint around the step here, and it was just so black and grimy. The door sill, or the door jamb, was all black and grimy. Same here. All cleaned up, super nice. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. Everything looks great. So the next thing I'm gonna do is those headlights. See if I can get those to brighten up a little bit. I'm gonna use some flits on those. I've got a good friend who sells flits, and I've used it on my boat before. It works very well. I also used it on my lawn tractor, which these look basically the same as those headlights did, or headlights do. And these came out real nice. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the headlights here. And then after that, I will start working on figuring out maybe the rear window, or, well, I don't know what I'm gonna work on next, because I can't keep it here long term right now. She doesn't know about the car. So it's just gonna have to be kind of piddly little stuff. in the meantime until I can bring it here and really start tearing into some of the rust and fixing that back window. So, but this looks great. On the headlights, got the heater running, that thing's loud. I'll record this process. It's very easy. Just wanted to show the headlights before. Pretty cloudy. But this is what I'm gonna use. From Flitz, and then when I'm done, I'll spray it with some Flitz sealant. The way you put this stuff on is with a microfiber cloth, and then you use one of these polishing balls in a drill. So get to polishing. First thing I'm gonna do is clean it. Don't want to rub dirt into the lens. It's just going to make it scratch. Yeah, got to stir this up. So the oils had started to separate from the polish. You want it to be nice and mixed up. Very thin stuff. Don't worry if you get any on the paint, it's not going to hurt it, wipes right off. It can be used for paint anyway. There's a good uniform coat on there. It says to apply it with a damp cloth. It's not really required. Once it's on there, you don't have to, you can't let it dry. You take your polishing ball. So just one coat, you can see it makes a big difference. So I'll do this a couple of times, and it's going to make these headlights a lot better. Great stuff. All right, well, I shut the torpedo heater off because it warms this garage up fairly decently. It's up to 60 degrees in here. It's about 29 or 30 outside. Got the headlights polished, did 2 coats. Now I'm going to use a dry microfiber and the Flitz sealant. This is extreme clear gloss and surface protection. So spray a little on. I'm going to do 2 coats of this. And these headlights are almost back to new, other than some of the, just dents and chipping and stuff from years of being on the road. So let me show a little better view without any reflection. Those look really, really nice compared to how cloudy they were. I'll show them this way using the other side of the camera. Even at an extreme angle, they don't get cloudy until you're all the way off to the side, and it starts to get a little bit cloudy over here. But these turned out great. Flitz is a fantastic product. They don't endorse me in any way. I do buy it from my friend Frank, who runs distributorship for Flitz. And if you want some information on how to buy it, I can certainly provide that in the comments or in the description below. So good stuff. Well, since I'm here with the hood open, I might as well go ahead and clean up some of the engine. Probably won't get into detail on it right now, but you know, I can clean off stuff like the air box for the air filter. Actually need to check that anyway. Clean all this up. There's a little bit of dirt around the emblem here. It's not too terribly dirty. The engine is fairly well cared for. It had new valve cover gaskets put in about a year ago. I mean, there's some dirty spots, but not terrible. Not terrible. That's loose. I need to go through it. Might need a few things here and there, but overall pretty good. All right, well, that's enough for this episode, I think. Got the car pretty much cleaned up. I started detailing the engine, but I think I'll save that for the completion of that for another day. There's football starting here before too long, and I need to go in, watch some football, and maybe have a couple drinks, but it's looking really good. Again, you know, the headlights look great, and got a decent start on detailing the engine, just getting some of the griminess off. You know, stuff like the brake pump reservoir was all dirty. I think that's radiator overflow. Got that all cleaned up. Air box cleaned up. As I mentioned, the air pump mount right here is broken. So that's going to be on the list of things to fix. Still functions, just the mounts are broken. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, one of the early episodes of Cabrio Love and the restoration of a 2002 Cabrio GLS. We'll see you next time.